A special investigative report exposes the unsettling truth behind one of the most heartwarming television auditions of the decade, revealing how a seemingly innocent viral miracle may have been a heavily produced industry illusion. Good evening, and welcome to our exclusive investigative broadcast. Tonight, we are pulling back the curtain on the multi-million-dollar reality television industry to examine one of the most explosive, heavily debated viral moments in modern broadcast history. In the fast-paced era of digital media, audiences are constantly searching for authentic, feel-good narratives. We are systematically conditioned by television networks to crave the ultimate underdog story, the undiscovered, unpolished diamond in the rough who steps out of total obscurity to claim their rightful place among the stars. But what happens when the emotional narrative we are sold on primetime television is meticulously engineered in a boardroom? We are initiating a deep dive investigation into the career trajectory of Courtney Hadwin. When she first graced the national screen, she was instantly immortalized as the terrified, painfully shy teenager who possessed the unexpected vocal power of a seasoned rock and roll legend. Her audition generated hundreds of millions of views, dominating global headlines and capturing the hearts of a fiercely loyal fan base.
However, beneath the showers of golden confetti and the tearful standing ovations, a massive, untelevised controversy was quietly brewing. Our comprehensive analysis of her journey reveals a highly complex web of media manipulation, hidden professional histories, and a severe public backlash that nearly destroyed her career before it even truly began. The real reason she eventually completely erased the timid persona that made her famous is a dark, fascinating story that the television producers desperately wanted to keep buried. This is a masterclass in how the entertainment machine builds its idols, and more importantly, how one young artist fought back to reclaim her stolen identity. We dissect the precise split-second transformation that captivated millions, examining how the extreme contrast between a terrified schoolgirl and a seasoned rock vocalist was perfectly engineered for maximum broadcast ratings. To fully understand the magnitude of this television controversy, we must first rewind to the exact moment the world was introduced to this phenomenon. The stage was set with absolute calculated perfection. The broadcast showcased an incredibly timid, physically shaking 13-year-old girl walking onto one of the most intimidating entertainment stages on the planet.
The camera angles deliberately highlighted her nervous hesitation, capturing every stutter and awkward glance towards the floor as she attempted to answer the judging panel's standard introductory questions. The audience in the auditorium and the millions watching from their living rooms collectively held their breath, fully expecting a fragile, amateurish vocal performance that would match her overwhelming physical anxiety. But the very second the backing track for Otis Redding's classic hit began to play, an unprecedented metamorphosis occurred. The nervous schoolgirl vanished, instantly replaced by a gritty, explosive, and hyper-energetic powerhouse who commanded the stage with the fierce, unbridled spirit of Janis Joplin. The sheer, violent contrast between her agonizing stage fright and her undeniable, raw superstar talent left the entire auditorium in a state of absolute paralyzed shock. From a broadcasting perspective, it was pure, unadulterated television gold. The judges, feigning total disbelief, immediately smashed the highly coveted golden buzzer, cementing her status as an overnight global sensation. The clip became an unstoppable digital virus, shared across every major social media platform as the definitive proof that true, hidden talent still existed in the world.
However, as the digital applause reached a deafening crescendo, a few observant critics began to notice subtle inconsistencies in the fairy tale, leading to a shocking discovery that would soon derail the network's pristine narrative. The wholesome narrative quickly collapsed when independent media watchdogs unearthed a highly polished, heavily funded professional history that the American television network intentionally omitted from her broadcasted introduction. Almost immediately after her golden audition dominated the global trending charts, a hidden professional history was suddenly and aggressively exposed by relentless internet investigators and independent media watchdogs. The fiercely loyal fans who had championed her as a raw, undiscovered amateur were completely stunned to discover that this supposedly inexperienced talent was already a seasoned reality television veteran. Extensive digital footprints revealed that just 1 year prior to her American debut, she had been a highly publicized, top-tier competitor on another massive television franchise, The Voice Kids UK. She had not merely auditioned and faded away, she had successfully fought her way through multiple grueling rounds, ultimately reaching the grand finals of the prestigious competition. During her tenure on the UK broadcast, she had received extensive professional vocal coaching, rigorous stage movement training, and top-level industry grooming.
This explosive revelation completely shattered the network's carefully constructed illusion of a terrified, inexperienced girl stepping onto a professional stage for the very first time. The American television executives had intentionally omitted this massive piece of her biographical history to maximize the emotional impact of her audition. While it is not strictly against the rules for contestants to have prior experience, the deliberate concealment of her professional background fundamentally altered the context of her performance. The public felt they had been sold a fabricated storyline, leading to widespread debates regarding the ethics of reality television casting and the lengths to which producers will go to manipulate the emotional responses of their viewing audience. Following the explosive revelations, the young prodigy faced a massive, unforgiving wave of public outrage, as millions of viewers accused her and the network of orchestrating a deceptive, emotionally manipulative television scam. The fallout from the UK television revelations was incredibly swift and exceptionally brutal. A massive, unforgiving wave of public backlash crashed down upon the teenager as serious, widespread accusations surfaced regarding the overall authenticity of her entire act. The digital landscape, which had praised her as a miracle just days prior, rapidly turned incredibly hostile.
Outraged viewers and cynical media commentators felt entirely betrayed, loudly claiming that the extreme stage fright, the physical shaking, and the awkward mannerisms were nothing more than a highly rehearsed, fabricated television script designed to manipulate audience emotions and secure viral ratings. The mainstream media began aggressively questioning whether her entire shy girl personality was a manufactured gimmick, a calculated Trojan horse used to guarantee her a spot in the live shows. Suddenly, the universally beloved underdog was being ruthlessly painted by the tabloids as a deceptive industry professional playing a calculated character. The psychological pressure of this sudden, harsh global scrutiny is extraordinarily heavy for an adult to process, let alone a minor who is still developing her own sense of self. Throughout this intense public relations crisis, the television network remained notably silent, allowing the young performer to absorb the brunt of the internet's toxicity while they continued to reap the massive financial benefits of the viral controversy. The situation perfectly highlighted the inherently predatory nature of the reality television machine, which is always ready to exploit youthful innocence for profit, but rarely willing to offer protection when the meticulously crafted narrative begins to aggressively unravel.
Crushed under the immense weight of global scrutiny and vicious online allegations, the young vocalist executed a complete withdrawal from the mainstream media, initiating a mysterious, years-long hiatus to rebuild her fractured identity. Faced with a rapidly turning tide of public opinion and the suffocating pressure of an industry that refused to protect her, she made the incredibly difficult, yet highly strategic decision to step completely away from the blinding mainstream spotlight. Navigating the brutal, unrelenting realities of sudden internet fame is a devastating experience for any seasoned artist, But for a young teenager trapped inside a highly scrutinized, controversial television storyline, it was an absolute nightmare. She executed a near-total withdrawal from the public eye, initiating a mysterious, years-long hiatus that left fans and critics alike wondering if she had permanently abandoned her musical aspirations. This blackout period was not an admission of defeat, rather it was a necessary psychological survival tactic. She desperately needed to escape the toxic, restrictive label of the shy, manipulative girl that the network and the tabloids had permanently attached to her name. Away from the flashing cameras and the demanding producers, she spent this silent period quietly grinding, refining her vocal techniques, and most importantly, discovering who she actually was outside of the reality television vacuum.
Historically, the entertainment industry fully expects former child contestants to fade quietly into total obscurity once their initial viral momentum burns out. However, a massive, untelevised transformation was secretly taking place behind closed doors. She was deliberately shedding the skin of the character that made her famous, preparing for a comeback that would leave the very executives who exploited her completely and utterly speechless. Shocking the entertainment journalism world, her eventual return to the global television stage featured an unrecognizable, aggressively mature aesthetic that completely incinerated the manufactured shy girl box the industry had built around her. When the time was finally right, her eventual return to the global television arena for a highly publicized All-Stars event was nothing short of a massive cultural shockwave. The young woman who stepped onto the stage was utterly and spectacularly unrecognizable. The timid, awkward schoolgirl aesthetic, complete with the nervous posture and the hesitant speech, had been completely incinerated. In her place stood a fierce, highly confident, and exceptionally edgy young artist who commanded the atmosphere with absolute, undeniable authority. There was no shaking, no stuttering, and absolutely no trace of the manufactured anxiety that once defined her entire public existence.
She had aggressively and successfully rebranded her entire visual identity, stepping out in striking, mature fashion and carrying a defiant, electric energy that dared anyone in the room to question her authenticity. She was no longer a pawn in a producer's chessboard. She was the reigning queen of her own narrative. This visual rebellion was a massive, calculated risk. In an industry that strictly demands compliance and predictability from young female artists, completely abandoning the exact persona that originally made you a millionaire is a terrifying maneuver. But she was not just performing a song, she was staging a highly public, undeniably brilliant rebellion against the restrictive box the television network had forced her into. And her final, strategic move on that stage would permanently silence her harshest critics. Instead of playing it safe with a nostalgic cover song, she launched a direct, unapologetic lyrical assault against her critics and former producers, using her original music to finally reclaim complete ownership of her public narrative. In the realm of reality television comeback performances, the standard operating procedure is to play it incredibly safe by performing a nostalgic cover song that reminds the audience of why they loved you in the first place. Instead of adhering to this predictable formula, she took a massive, unprecedented risk by weaponizing her own original music on live television. The song she chose to debut was not a generic pop anthem. It was a razor-sharp, unapologetic lyrical confession directed straight at the throat of the entertainment industry and the millions of cynical viewers who had tried to dictate her identity. Through her powerful, raspy vocals, she made it incredibly clear that the timid, easily manipulated character the world originally fell in love with was completely dead and gone. The lyrics served as a definitive manifesto of her newfound independence, famously declaring to the global audience that the old version of herself no longer lived there. It was a brilliantly executed, deeply personal closure to a highly controversial and traumatic chapter of her young life. By choosing to sing her own words, she successfully transitioned from being a human karaoke machine for network ratings into a legitimate, self-aware recording artist. she masterfully used the exact same television stage and the exact same broadcasting network that had previously built and exploited her fabricated image to completely tear it down, doing so entirely on her own terms and without a single apology. Her turbulent, unprecedented evolution forces the public to critically investigate the media we blindly consume, proving that the most compelling story isn't the one manufactured by executives, but the one forged in absolute rebellion. Wrapping up our comprehensive investigative report for tonight, this artist's turbulent journey from a viral reality show contestant to an independent musical powerhouse is a stunning, undeniable reminder of the intense psychological pressures hidden deep within the entertainment machine. She survived being molded into a highly profitable, easily digestible television character, endured a brutal wave of international cyber scrutiny, and successfully fought her way out of the darkness to violently reclaim her true artistic identity. Her unprecedented evolution forces all of us to look far more critically at the mass media we consume on a daily basis and to constantly question the heavily manufactured emotional narratives we are so eagerly sold by corporate networks. The reality television industry will always attempt to package human beings into simplistic, dramatic storylines for the sake of advertising revenue. But true artistry cannot be permanently contained in a boardroom script. The shy, shaking schoolgirl that broke the internet may be gone forever, but the fiercely independent powerhouse she transformed into is infinitely more fascinating and deserving of our respect. Thank you for joining us for this exclusive deep dive into the hidden realities of the music industry. As always, we urge you to look beyond the flashing lights and question the narrative. Stay vigilant and have a wonderful night.